Hello there, everyone. Just getting all my tech stuff set up. It's awesome to be here. I feel like I've not done a live talk in a long time. This is the first time officially in this group, but I'm kind of used to doing them in different places, but I haven't done one in a while, so I'm like super excited. Here's what you're going to find today. I'm going to give you an awesome tip to help you move from scarcity thinking into more abundance thinking. Um, Self disclosure here, my dog is in the room. You may or may not see her in the background, and you may or may not hear her because she just has to be with me all the time. I'm sure you guys, as therapists, might have dealt with similar things either with your pets or with clients' pets. Um, so, I'm going to give you this great tip. It's going to help not only really just building your practice, it actually can be used for any part of your life, to be honest. I have a couple of notes here, but I'm kind of more of a free flowing speaker, so we'll just sort of see how it goes. We'll see how long I end up talking. That's always up for grabs. Okay, so many of us, myself included, often come from a scarcity mindset. A lot of times it's how we grew up, it's what we're raised with, and sometimes in our profession, we get inadvertently encouraged to have a smaller mindset based on things that we're maybe taught about making money and things like that. So a lot of us struggle with scarcity mindset. It comes up a lot when we're about to move into something bigger. So for people that are maybe thinking about starting a private practice, or maybe they want to raise their prices in their practice, or maybe they want to move off of insurance and only do private pay, right? That's a big deal. Or maybe they want to like do something like adding something in to their practice, like coaching, or they want to create a product that they want to market. Whatever the thing is, whenever we're trying to level up, that scarcity stuff will hit us all over again, right? Right when we feel like maybe we have some stability and we're feeling pretty good about ourselves, when we go to level up, that scarcity stuff comes right back around again. So, here's my little trick for this. One of my tricks, because I probably am going to come back in other lives each week and give you other tips. Here's my tip for today, though. I really look at scarcity mindset and really self-doubt in general as kind of like a thing that we have to recover from. Like, it's not a nice little switch that we click off. Like, we have to like ongoingly work at getting better and better and better at this. So I'm just normalizing that it takes time, and it's okay that it takes time. Okay? So the thing that we want to think about is if we're coming from a scarcity mindset and we're trying to move into feeling more abundant or trusting good stuff coming to us, it can be really hard to sort of jump from down here all the way to up here, right? That's a hard leap. So if I said to you, like, I would like for you to accept an abundant mindset and know that next week you could earn $1 million, right? Probably you're not gonna buy into that because that feels like too great of a leap. That would happen too fast. That could never happen, right? So it's too far of a leap. Even if I said you could make $1 million in the next year, right? That might still be too far of a leap. If I said to you, you could make $50,000 more in the next year, for some people, that still feels like too far of a leap, right? It really depends on how significant our scarcity mindset is. So rather than taking a giant leap and like trying to imagine something big and awesome and wonderful, we need to kind of just move up one little rung of the ladder. Once we start to move up one rung of the ladder, the next rung becomes easier, right? And the next and the next and the next. So then the trick is like, well then, great, how do I move up one rung of the ladder? So we tend to think of abundance only in terms of like giant amounts of wealth, right? And that's not a bad thing, right? Most of us really probably love that. But when we're trying to move up one rung of the ladder, this is a little game that you can play that will not only start to feel good, but it will also affect what I look at as the law of attraction or manifesting, same thing. The energy that we put out into the universe is what we attract back to us. So by playing this little game that I'm going to share with you in a minute, you start to like enjoy it, you start to have fun, and you start to have little incremental beliefs going up and up and up that I do get to have abundance. Look at that. Or, cool things really do happen to me. Look at that. So we're building that belief that scarcity mindset says, I don't get to have great things. I don't get to have great wealth. I don't get to have the things that I'm really wanting and desiring. And when we start to play this little game, we start to find little pieces of proof of the opposite. Okay? So rather than try to imagining something big and awesome and huge and overwhelmingly wonderful, I'm going to teach you to do the one rung ladder approach. So when we're playing this game, and kind of it goes back to what I was saying a moment ago, when we're thinking about law of attraction, the energy that we're putting out is what we're attracting back to us. Here's the key to this. This is sometimes left out from other people that teach this. When we're wanting to shift what we are manifesting, it has to be pointed in the right direction, in the direction that feels better to you, and it has to be in the realm of believability, right? So before, when I was saying like, depending on where your level of scarcity mindset is, if I say you can make $50,000 more next year, if that feels too far out of your realm of belief, it might seem like a great idea, but your energy is going to say, but I don't really believe that, right? And this is the part. It's the energy part that's kind of coming from here. This is the part that's going out into the universe. It's not the great idea part, okay? So that's why we're going to focus on the one rung of the small ladder part, because this stuff is, it feels good and is believable, and it's going to start to build that belief system bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? So the way that I play with this when I'm trying to like, I gotta like do a little recovery shift of my mindset and like get my thoughts going in the better feeling direction, is I play this little game of, okay, universe, let me pay attention to the ways in which abundance of all kinds are showing up for me every single day. So it's almost like doing a little daily challenge, if you will, of let me find ways that abundance has shown up in my life today. Let me give you some examples of how maybe silly this might sound, but also like these are for real ideas, okay? So I also teach by giving examples a lot. I think it's like the picture's worth 1,000 words thing, so my stories are illustrate my points so much better. So this was like years ago where it was summertime, not like cold January time right now, and we had we were growing tomatoes in our fake little garden. And I don't know if you're a tomato person, but like fresh garden tomatoes taste so much better than store-bought tomatoes, as I'm sure with many things. And so I was making myself a little salad, and I had some grape tomatoes in there, mix it all around in there, right? And as I'm eating my salad, I am like proportioning out like how often I have one of my awesome tomatoes, right? Because I don't want to waste them all in one bite. So as I'm going through my big mixed up salad, I'm kind of like counting them in my head. And as I'm getting closer to the end of my salad, I'm thinking like, I have one more left, right? I'm going to save that for the very end. And as I'm going along, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, there are 3 in there. I have 3 more left. Oh my goodness. And it was just oddly, beautifully, perhaps pathetically, not really, exciting to me of like, oh my God, I have more garden fresh tomatoes than I thought that I did. So in that silly, silly, silly example, I had an abundance of something that I really wanted, which was grape tomatoes from my garden, right? The other day, my son got to be with his friends doing this crazy Boyd activity thing, and I was like, oh, I'm enjoying the abundance of fun that he's having, that he's getting to laugh and play and do obnoxious boy things, right? And it feels awesome to me, and I'm appreciating the abundance of joy that he's having, right? At the holidays for me, it was, I had all the family over, which is initially stressful. But then in the moments where like we're all sitting there opening up gifts and being silly and whatnot, and for me it's I'm super excited because now I get to have like this really long table and have all the grown people and the kids all at the one table, and I'm like, oh, there's an abundance of love in this room right now. I love that we get to all be together, right? So it's finding what looks like smaller things. I'm not talking about millions of dollars, but it's smaller things that are also a part of abundance, because abundance is really anything that I want more of, right? There's an abundance of it. So what I would challenge you to do is at the end of each day, keep your eyes, ears, awareness open throughout your day. But then by the end of your day, your challenge is to come up with at least one thing of where did joyful abundance show up in my world today. So it's forcing you to pay attention to those things each time that you are paying attention to it and you're enjoying it. Just like my silly story and getting super excited about tomatoes. Each time you're doing that, here's what I want to teach you. You are sending out energy into the universe and saying, bring me more things that feel like this. Law of attraction is like a magnet. Whether it's good things or bad things, we're attracting it to us like a magnet. So when we're paying attention to things that feel good, we are attracting back like a magnet. Bring me more things that feel like this. So, bonus points in this fake little challenge. Bonus points if the thing that you're noticing that feels abundant and good and awesome was unexpected. So I knew, or at least had the hope at my holiday gathering, that it was going to feel good, right? So that's not unexpected. My son being with his friends, that wasn't unexpected. You can't see, but right over there in my office, I have a Thanksgiving cactus. So it generally blooms once a year, you guessed it, around Thanksgiving time. And it's now January, and it's doing a full bloom again. Like there's probably, 8 or 9 blossoms on it, right? That's unexpected, and I love it because I, of course, love flowers and blooms and things like that, right? So that's unexpected. It's not supposed to happen, but there it is anyway, right? We want to start to program our thinking and believing that good things happen to me even when I'm not expecting it. Isn't that awesome? Another example of this that's just popping in my brain right now is a couple of years ago, I am like big into refinished furniture, which is just like that little piece back there. And so I was going to buy a piece for a spare bedroom, and I was buying it from somebody on Facebook Marketplace. And I went to go purchase this piece of furniture, and this guy opens up his garage, and he has a whole bunch of like old furniture that he's selling, right? So I'm over here looking at this piece that I came to buy, and I see this other piece, and I was like, oh my God, this was like okay. This was an okay, acceptable piece that was just going to be for the spare bedroom for guests or whatever. But I see this other piece over here, and I'm like, oh my God, like I have to have that. Like, and this one has to go in my bedroom. I'm going to have to like reconfigure my whole bedroom because like this is an exceptional piece. This was unexpected. I was coming for this and it was going to be lovely. This was unexpected, right? So it's the finding of things that feel abundant, that feel good, that we want more of, and then bonus points for when it's something that we were not expecting to have happen, but building in that belief that cool things happen to me all the time. So bringing this back to you in your practice in whatever shape and form it's in right now. When you start playing this game and having fun with it, you are building some momentum, you are building that energy, and very quickly things can change. So here's my example about how it just recently changed for me. I was doing some, slightly different exercise, but still with the intention of building some positive energy towards how I want to bring more abundance. And I was working one-on-one with somebody and helping them with the same thing of like, how do we bring, actually, it was a colleague, and we were talking about how do we bring more of like the clients that we just super, super love working with, right? And we want them to, pay our full fee and all that good stuff, right? So we were doing some exercises based on that, generating some of that same energy. So it was a different, not the abundance exercise, but similar. And so we're doing that. The next day, I had someone reach out to me that is the client that I love to work with, right? So like my ideal client who was ready to go and ready to come in and ready to pay my full fee, right? So the energy that I was generating on Thursday, by Friday, like poof, cool, thank you, right? So that's how this can work. The more often we're doing this, the more often we are bringing more and more and more things that we're looking for and we want. So again, whether you are trying to build your practice up, whether you're trying to start your own like private pay practice or just your private practice in general, or if you just want to feel, more confident and knowing that you know what you know and feeling more sturdy in your practice, or if you're trying to do something different like expanding into coaching or product or whatever, that part, cool, whatever it is, awesome. I'm here to support you with that. This stuff is going to help no matter what. Okay? So I hope this is helpful to you. I really probably at the beginning should have said, like, I would love to know if you are watching this live or on the replay. So if you've made it this far, please drop something in the comments and just let me know whether you are watching it live or as a replay. That's super helpful to me. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for each week. I'm going to come at you with a new tip. I'm also periodically going to be posting some polls to see what things you might want for me to talk about. I have so many ideas. I have to keep them organized. So stay tuned for more tips coming next week, all to help you wherever you're at in your practice. And I look forward to chatting with you guys soon. Take care.